Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, my friends. It's leak season again. So we have a little bit of a leak for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, upcoming game and open beta later this month, by the way, February 20th to the 24th. All systems, crossplay okay. Make sure you check out the beta. So, as far as this leak goes, there is still some mysteries as to the remaining launch roster of the game, but we also had DLC, like, Season 1 DLC, as you do in a fighting game, and we knew that Ken and Chun-Li from Street Fighter were going to be guest characters in the game. And besides that, well, we didn't know nothing till, well, right now. So, that said, let's talk about our DLC roster for the first season of the game, and which, by the way, the DLC is completely free. If you bought the game at all, you get all of Season 1 for free. I feel like I should mention that, because it's a pretty good deal. And now, here we are. So these are the 5 characters for the first year of DLC for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. 4 of these are characters that you know, one of them maybe not as much, but don't worry, I'll go into detail about Mr. Big. But for the sake of completion, let's talk down the roster and who is showing up here. So first, I guess guests, right? Chun-Li, legendary fighting game character, legendary video game character, the strongest woman in the world. One of gaming's greatest icons ever. This is a pretty good get as a guest character, to be honest. And what's really cool is I think she'll play really fun within the systems of City of the Wolves, given her normal playstyle and the fact that she brings blessed charge motion gameplay to the game. Next up, despicable homeless crypto scammer Ken Masters. Some of the recent allegations against him may have proven to be false, but the crypto allegations, unfortunately, were always true. So, as far as gameplay goes, well, if we have Chun-Li, why not have Ryu? Well, for this game specifically, we have Marco Rodriguez, who is a little too similar to Ryu. They got the fireball, they got the uppercut. Yes, the Kokugen Ryu users are not exactly the same as the Shoto users in Street Fighter, but they share a lot of DNA. You can make Ken different enough that he makes a lot more sense than Ryu, specifically as a guest character. And Southtown is, not a great glistening metropolitan city, right? A lot of people down on their luck. So Ken will fit right in there. We got world infamous butthead Joe Higashi, one of the shining examples of Muay Thai in fighting games. You can see here sort of sporting a new look, wearing glasses, and certainly unafraid to advertise. You can see the Pow Pow Cafe logo right there, right? So this is an older Joe for sure. Like in the universe of Fatal Fury is Joe's original game, right? It would have been 10 years since his last appearance. So I guess the legend of Joe has grown. You may be aware that Joe's student Preacha is also one of the playable characters in the game. And yes, she fights very much inspired by Joe. Yes, she uses Muay Thai. Yes, she uses like whirlwind attack style moves. Some moves evoke Joe moves, but they are not the same character. And this isn't like a Ryu Ken thing. They're much more different than that. So it makes sense, for the timeline moving forward as it is. New characters and the classic characters. Now, the one thing here, though, like Preacha, she's like nerd science girl. That is very much the selling point here. Like, she's nerdy girl. And for Joe's look has updated, right? Joe is now wearing glasses like, say, Preacha is. And it makes me wonder if they're doing like a, student teaching the master kind of deal as well. One of Joe's defining character traits is he is dumb as all hell. Like, I like Joe, but let's get all the way real about it. He is the butthead. So maybe as he teaches Preacha martial arts, Preacha maybe teaches him how not to be so stupid. Thick rim glasses is a common trait of the intellectual, as it's well known. So maybe this is an angle that they're going with Joe. And potentially our first launching DLC character is Andy Bogard. Andy, especially in recent times, is a black horse of a character if there ever was one, as everyone in his orbit is a superstar except him. Brother to Terry Bogard, Terry is, along with Ryu, the single most important character in all of fighting games. Dude's been a worldwide sensation since forever and ever, and will continue to be one. Boyfriend of Mai Shiranui, and Mai obviously making a very big splash in Street Fighter 6 recently. But also, don't get it confused. I know a lot of people, new timers, you know her for Street Fighter 6. Mai is also an all-time legend. The amount of Chinese gacha phone games she's been in over the years is mind-boggling. Street Fighter 6, I guess, is their big North American re-debut, though. And then we have Andy. Poor Andy. In the orbit of absolute legends, but not a legend himself. He's a good guy. He fights more like Mai than Terry. He is also a master of Shiranui style martial arts. And in the context of fighting games, he's a pretty good all-rounder. It's just, I don't know, I find it interesting. Andy's finally going to get some spotlight to himself as a DLC character. He's in the shadow of Titans, but he'll get his own time to shine. Although, if Andy is DLC specifically, I guess it solves the one mystery of the voice trailer, because if Andy's not launch roster, well, that means his student, Hokotomaru, will be part of the roster, it looks like. And then there's Mr. Big. I feel like this is definitely the character you guys probably don't know as much about. So, funny story, just like Chun-Li and just like Ken, he's a guest character. He's an SNK character, yes, but he's from the Art of Fighting franchise. He's not originally from Fatal Fury, although Art of Fighting and Fatal Fury share the same universe. They're both set in Southtown. The thing is, there's a time difference. Art of Fighting is set in the 70s, and Fatal Fury is set through the early 90s to the mid-2000s. Specifically, City of the Wolves is set in the far future of 2008. So from the 70s to 2008, that means Mr. Big got older, right? So that's why he's kind of rocking the white beard. So originally, he was a sub-boss in Art of Fighting. The big boss was Mr. Karate, but both Mr. Karate and Mr. Big worked for one Geese Howard. Funny how they're bringing in more directly related to Geese Howard characters, isn't it? I don't buy that he's dead still, honestly. We'll see. Either that or like Marie is going to be Lady Geese. But yeah, Mr. Big very much like, you know, living large, ladies man, crime boss kind of guy. Also an Eskrima user fighting with the two sticks. And with them, well, he basically beats the holy hell out of you. He is known for some surprising agility for a big man, let's put it that way. And being an SNK style character, he's got command grabs, he's got uppercuts, he's got everything basically. Now, along with Chun-Li, he's actually the character I'm immediately just most excited for. He's a very interesting character, certainly not something I would have anticipated, and would potentially have story ramifications as well. Like, here's a crime boss from Days Yore of Southtown, and once again, directly affiliated with Geese Howard. And, well, his gameplay's cool. I think he looks cool. It's so cool to have an older guy in a fighting game that's not just, like, ancient, you know? There's very few middle-aged fighting game characters. Like, he's an older dude, but he's not some decrepit Chinese master off the top of the mountain, you know? As someone who's getting older myself, I sort of dig that. So, that's the info as it stands. Is it a leak? Yep. Do leaks suck? Yep. But it is news, and it is my job to report news as it comes in, and, well, this is certainly news. It'll be interesting to see Billy and Mr. Big's reactions to each other, as Mr. Big was Geese's right-hand man back in the 70s, and Billy became his right-hand man in the 80s and 90s. And they made no bones about it, like even from the beginning. They said this game's the plot is all about Geese's legacy, whatever that may be. So we'll find out in time. So there'll be a proper reveal at the EVO show. That is tomorrow, later tomorrow night. There will be a Fatal Fury City of the Wolves exhibition on the show with some pretty big names in the fighting game community. I'm expecting a character trailer to drop. Don't know for sure, but if it's anyone, I feel like it's going to be Kind. And also, other fighting games are going to be making some little debuts and reveals at the EVO Awards as well. So probably one to tune in for, and don't worry, I'll have all the news covered here on the channel. Reminder, before we end, the City of the Wolves open beta, free for everyone on all platforms, goes live this month, February the 20th to the 24th. You should probably play it. And other than that, well, that is the video. So, thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Fatal Fury.